Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. You are watching our non-calculator series where I break down key topics to help you score high in your IGCSE and O-levels exam. In today's video, we are covering limits of accuracy, how close a rounded number to the actual value, and I'll explain you the upper and lower bounds with clear examples step by step. So okay, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more helpful maths video. Now let's begin. Alright, so we are starting from the beginning. In this topic, I'll explain you first of all how to find out the upper and lower bounds. So actually they are the rounded off number. We are getting the limits in which whenever you round off the number, the answer is there. Like for example, the first question is 350 kilometers to the nearest 50 kilometers. So it's a rounded off number and we are going to find out what is the limit of it, that the answer will be 350. So if it is rounded off to 50 kilometers, what do? We just do plus part A, it is 50 kilometers. So 50 kilometers, 50 divided by 2, which will be equals to 25. If we add 25, we'll get the lower bound, or if we subtract 25, we'll get the upper bound. Let's see, like if it is 350 kilometers, 350 plus 25, and then you will be getting 375, that is the upper bound, and 350 minus 25, which will be equals to 325, and you will get the lower bound. This is the limit, or this is the range, like 325 to 375. If you have a number below 75 and you are rounding off to 50 kilometers, you will get the answer 350. Okay, but right now focus on the questions in which you are going to find out the upper and lower bound. So the next part B, in part B we have, the next part B is 1800 milliliters, and it is rounded off to the nearest milliliters. Nearest means 1, the whole number. So for that thing we will what do? We just do plus minus 1 upon 2. So 1 upon 2, that is equals to 0.5. If you add 0.5, then you will get the upper bound. If you subtract 0.5, you will get the lower bound. Alright, so upper bound, it is 1800 plus 0.5. That will be equals to 1800.5. This is the upper bound. And 1800 minus 0.5, that will be equals to 1799.5. That is the lower bound. Okay, remember you are not using the calculator. Alright, in part C it is given 80 seconds to the nearest 10, this one. So the nearest 10 means 10 upon 2. Part C, nearest 10 means 10 upon 2, that will be equals to 5. If you add 5, you will get the upper bound. If you subtract 5, you will get the lower bound. So 80 plus 5, then it will become 85 seconds, that is the upper bound, and 80 minus 5, that is equals to 75 second, that is the lower bound. Just recap of the question. Part A, 350 kilometers, nearest 50 kilometers, plus minus 50 upon 2 means when if you add 25 to 350, you will get the upper bound. If you subtract 25 with 350, you will get the lower bound. Second part, it was 1800 milliliters to the nearest milliliters. Nearest means the whole number. You will have to add plus minus 0.5, 1 upon 2. 1800 plus 0.5 is the upper bound. 1800 minus 0.5, you will get the lower bound. So part C, nearest 10. Nearest 10 means 10 upon 2. 10 upon 2 means if you add 5 with 80, you will get the upper bound, and if you subtract 5 with 80, you will get the lower bound. Let's go to the second example. Alright, in this question, each of the following numbers is correct to two significant figures. It's very rare that in past paper you will get the question of significant figure, but it's in the book, so that's why I'm explaining you here. Alright, so each of the following numbers is correct to two significant figure. So you can say these all numbers are two significant figures. We can say this one also as two significant figure also. So they are rounded off. Give the upper and lower bound. We'll have to give the range for each of the following numbers. So significant figure, the same thing we do. We find out the value of the significant figure and then we'll give the upper and lower bound. Alright, so the first one is 4.6. Part 1 is 4.6. The second significant figure is 6. It means that it is rounded off to the 10th number. It means 0.1. So what do we do in this case? So we'll add and subtract 0.1 upon 2, which is equals to 0.05. Okay. If we add 0.05, you will get the upper bound. If you subtract 0.05, so you will get the lower bound. So I'm doing it for upper bound, that is 4.6 plus 0.05, that is 4.65 is the upper bound, and for the lower bound 4.6 minus 0.05, that is equals to 4.55. Okay, then it is the lower bound. Alright, now part 2 is 0.73. okay, so part 2 is 0.73. What is the value of the second significant figure? That is the 100th number. It was the 10th number, means 0.1. okay, this is the 100th number, the value. Okay, the place value you all have done in your previous classes. So that means 0.01. okay, corrected to 0.01. okay, I can also write down 0 corrected to 0.01. so you will add 0.01 divided by 2, that is equals to 0.005. okay, so the upper bound you will have to add 0.73 plus 0.05, 0.005, yes, so that will be equals to 0.735. okay, for the second one, the lower bound, that is 0.73 minus 0.005, that is equals to 0.725. you can easily do the addition and subtraction in these questions. okay, so now we are going to do part 3. So part 3, the third part, we have 680. So 680 corrected to two significant figure. Remember every question. So the second significant figure number is 680. So your 8 is the tens number, unit and then tens and then 100. So it is tens number corrected to tens. So it means plus minus 10 upon 2. In this case we do. Okay. So 10 upon 2 is 5. It means if we add 5, that is equals to 5. So upper bound will be equals to 680 plus 5. You will get the upper bound. That is equals to 685. Okay. And the lower bound is equals to 680 minus 5. That is equals to 675. It's the lower bound in this question. Okay. Now that was part 3. Part 4, 1000 corrected to two significant figures. So part 4 is 1000 corrected to two significant figure. The second significant figure number is this: unit, tens, hundreds, thousands. Okay, so 0 is the 100 number. Okay, so you will have to add and subtract 100 upon 2 to get the lower and upper bound. That is equals to 50. So the upper bound will be equals to 1000 plus 50, which is equals to 1050, and the lower bound will be equals to 1000 minus 50, which is equals to 950. Very easy question. Okay, so part 5, 0.035. Okay, so you will have part 5 is 0.035. Yes, wait, 0.035. Okay, so in this question 0.035, your second significant figure is thousandth, so that is equals to second significant figure is thousandths, so that is equals to 0.001. Okay, so what do? You add and subtract 0.001 upon 2, which is equals to 0.000 and one more 0.5. So the upper bound will be equals to 0.35 plus 0.0005, so that is equals to 0.0355. Okay, and the lower bound will be equals to 0.035 minus 0.0005, that will be equals to 0.0345. all right, now the last part is 72,000. Okay, so 72,000 is you just check what is the value of the second significant figure number. So now 72,000, part 6, 72,000. So 72,000, the second significant figure number is this unit, tens, hundred, thousand. Thousand means if you add 1000 upon 2, that is equals to 500. Okay, so the upper bound will be equals to 72,000 plus 500, that is equals to 72,500, and the lower bound is equals to 72,000 minus 500, that is equals to 71,500. This is the lower bound. Okay, I hope you understood. First of all, in the significant figure we found the place value of the second significant figure number. When we find out if it is 100, then we do 100 divided by 2, and then we add and subtract 50 to the number given. Okay, now the next question give the upper and lower bounds of each of the following. Now there are different questions. Now the part A, give the upper and lower bounds of each of the following. Part A is 750 liters to the nearest 50 liters. It's already corrected. So in this one, what do? Part A, we add and subtract 50 upon 2, which is equals to plus minus 25. The second part, 30 seconds to the nearest 10 second, we add and subtract 10 upon 2, which is equals to 5. We add 5 to get the upper bound, we subtract 5 to get the lower bound. The next one is to the nearest kg. I told you to the nearest 1. 1 upon 2 is plus minus 0.5 you do in this question. The part D is also 1500 grams to the nearest grams. So you do plus minus 1 upon 2. That is also equals to plus minus 0.5, 1 upon 2. Okay. Now the next one is to the nearest 5 centimeter. So you know that 5 upon 2 plus minus 5 upon 2, that is equals to plus minus 2.5. Okay, let's begin. Part A, we know that in part A we'll have to add subtract 25. So the upper bound for part A, the 750 liters. So we do 750 plus 25 is equals to 775 liters for the upper bound, and for the lower bound 750 minus 25 is equals to 725 for the lower bound. Okay, now the next one, part B, 30 to the nearest 10, we have to add subtract 5. Okay, part B is 30 seconds. Okay, So what do? We, for the upper bound, we add 5, 30 plus 5, which is equals to 35 is the upper bound, and the lower bound is equals to 30 minus 5 is equals to 25 seconds, which is the lower bound. Okay. Now part C. In part C we are getting, in part C we are getting 758 kg to the nearest kg. In part C 758, part C 758 kg. Okay, and we know that we have to add subtract 0.5 only. So upper bound 758 plus 0.5 is equals to 758.5, and for the lower bound 758 minus 0.5, that is equals to 757. Okay, 757.5. all right. So remember, you are not using the calculators. Two more parts here. In the other two parts I'm doing here. Now part D. In this question, part D, 1500 grams to the nearest grams. So we add and subtract 0.5 for the upper bound, 1500 grams. That is 1500 plus 0.5. That is equals to 1500.5 grams will be the upper bound, and the lower bound is 1500 minus 0.5, which is 1499.5, which is the lower bound. So the next part, part E, which is the last part, 495 centimeter to the nearest 5, and we'll have to add 2.5. So for the upper bound it is 495 plus 2.5 is and 5 and 2 7, 497.5 centimeters, and for the lower bound 495 minus 2.5, that is equals to 405 and 2 okay, it is 492. all right, 0.5. okay, so that was your this example which we did here. We did lots of parts for upper and lower bound according to the question given and according to the information given. Now remember, you will also get the problem solving questions to find out the maximum or greater or upper bound or minimum, least or lower bound is required. When you read the question, and then you'll have to identify that do you have to add, subtract, multiply or divide. Okay, in case if you have to add in any word problems, in addition questions, obviously you have to get the maximum value. We'll get two maximum values whenever you add, so upper bound plus upper bound. And if you have to get a minimum value, then lower bound, the lower value and the lower value will add. Okay, now if in any question, in case a question you are solving and you identified that you need to do some subtraction, so a subtraction is a different thing. Subtraction question problem solving, if you get a maximum value or the greatest value or the upper bound in the question, so obviously in maximum value you take a greater value and then you will subtract a smaller value with it. So that is the lower bound. Okay, you can easily understand that we have lots of anything, and you are going to just subtract a little bit from there, so obviously you get a greater answer, you will get the maximum answer. And in case you have to find out the minimum value, so you will take a least number, obviously the lower bound, and you will subtract with the upper bound. Okay, all right. So from less amount, if you are taking out a big amount, a greater amount, so you will get a minimum answer. Okay, go to the multiplication question now. So if you have identified that in this question I have to do the multiplication, in multiplication question it's just like addition. Okay, so what do you do? For maximum value, two maximum values you will multiply, and for the minimum values, obviously two smaller numbers you will multiply. Okay, Now if in any question you feel like you have to do the division, a sharing question, okay, and how many, like if they're asking you to find out the remaining value or the difference, you do subtraction. Okay, now if any question, it's a sharing question or a division question, you can easily identify. So the division question, you will deal like the subtraction one. So in division question, any word problem you are getting, so what do you do for getting a maximum value? So upper bound, a greater number you are sharing with a smaller number, so the lower bound. And for the minimum value, you will be having a numerator should be smaller and you are sharing a bigger number, so that is the upper bound. If you keep these things in your mind, then the problem solving question will not be a problem. So addition and multiplication, it's very simple. And in subtraction and division, maximum is upper bound minus lower bound, minimum is lower bound minus upper bound, and division question is upper bound divided by the lower bound, and minimum question lower bound by the upper bound. Okay, I do some word problem just to explain you, and then we go to the past paper question. For example, this one, finding the upper bound value of the additive sum will require the upper bound limits. Okay, in addition. So the question is calculate the upper bound by the for the perimeter. Perimeter means add all of the side, and you have identified that you are going to add all of the sides here. Obviously, if the area is given, that will become area is required, then the multiplication question it will become, because the area is length into width. Okay, so calculate the upper bound, the maximum value for the perimeter of the rectangle sides 20 by 9 measured by the nearest meter. Okay, so 20 meters by 9 meters and nearest meters and perimeter, these things there. Okay, so first of all, find out all the upper bound and only upper bound, not the lower bound, because the question is of upper bound. Okay, so the upper bound, the length and width is given in the question. So 9 meters by nearest meter. Nearest means 1 upon 2. So in this case, you will add and subtract 1 upon 2. So 9 meters plus 0.5 will be equals to 9.5. Okay, and 20 meters plus 0.5 meters will be equals to 20.5. So these two values are there for the range given. Okay, so what do? You will have to find out the upper bound of the perimeter. So okay, upper bound for the perimeter, add all of the sides, 2 times L plus B. So 2 times 20.5 plus 9.5. 0.5 and 0.5 will become 1, so that will become 20. So that is 2 times 30 is equals to 60 meters is the answer in this question. So that was the addition question. Let's solve a question of subtraction question. In situations involving subtraction, different approximation will be required. And I've already told you how will you do it. The question is a 5-meter lace needs to be stitched around a placemat. Okay, give that all the measurements are corrected to the nearest meter. All measurements are corrected to the nearest meters. This is the thing. Means nearest meter means plus minus 1 upon 2. That is 0.5. So for the upper and lower bound, what do? You will add and subtract 0.5. Keep in mind. Okay, because it's given all of them. Find the minimum and maximum. Both are required of the lace that will remain if the reel has 20 meters of lace. Actually, the reel is of 20 meters. 20 meters reel you have, and then you are going to a 5-meter lace needs to stitch around a mat. It means that you cut a 5-meter lace. So it means they're asking you to find out the remaining one. Okay, from that they have cut 5 meters. So what is the remaining? But we'll have to find out the upper and lower bound. Okay, so for the lace measurement, we have to find out the minimum and maximum. So the upper bound for the lace, which is of 5 meters. So 5 plus 0.5 will be equals to 5.5 meters, and 5 minus 0.5 will be equals to 4.5 meters. Okay, that is the lower bound. And the whole reel, okay, the whole reel, if you just take the whole reel that is of 20 meters, and this is also corrected to nearest meter. So upper bound will be equals to 20 plus 0.5, which is equals to 20.5, and the lower bound will be equals to 20 minus 0.5, that will be equals to 19.5. Okay, now you know how to find out the upper and lower bound, both are required, and the question is a subtraction question. Okay, so the upper bound for the first one, so what do? The upper bound of the reel minus the lower bound of the lace. All right, so that is equals to the whole, the maximum minus the minimum, you will get the more answer. I've explained you already, that is 0.5. So the maximum you will take, that is 20.5 and 4.5, and subtract, you will get only 16 numbers, 16 meters, which is the upper bound. Now for the lower bound, so the lower bound means you will get the minimum value of the reel. Okay, so the minimum value of the reel is the lower bound of reel minus the maximum value of the lace, so upper bound of lace. Okay, so for that thing you will take these two values. Okay, so the reel is 19.5 minus 5.5, that is equals to 14 meters is the answer for the lower bound. Okay, just take a question of multiplication. The dimensions of the room 30 meters by, that is 50 and 30 meters when connected to the nearest meter. Again, nearest meter means plus minus 0.5 to get the upper and lower bound. Calculate, express the possible value of area. Area is required. Okay, area means length into width. For that thing you will have to find out the upper and lower bound. Okay, so the length and width, the two sides of the rectangle, we'll have to take, so for example the length is 50 meters, then the upper bound is 50 plus 0.5, which is equals to 50.5, and the lower bound will be equals to 50 minus 0.5, which is equals to 49.5. And for the width, if the width is 30 meters, then the upper bound is equals to the upper bound will be equals to 30 plus 0.5, which is equals to 30.5, and the lower bound is equals to 30 minus 0.5. Okay, this is 29.5. Okay, to find the possible inequality means they're just asking you to find out the both values. Okay, so minimum and maximum both. So for finding out the maximum value, minimum value or maximum value, the upper bound will be equals to the upper bound multiplied by the upper bound, and the lower bound will be equals to lower bound multiplied by the lower bound. So 50.5 times 30.5 I've already calculated, so this is 1540.25 meters square, and the lower bound you will take two lower values, that is equals to 29.5 times 49.5, that is 1460.25 meter square. But remember, you will not get such values in your non-calculator paper. You will get an easier number for the questions. Okay, so I've already calculated this. If this type of question comes, that will be coming in your calculator paper, based paper. Okay, so in inequality you can write down 1460.25, the least number is area, and less than 1540.25 meters square the maximum value. All right, if in any problem solving you are getting a division question. Okay, so 1 liter of paint will cover an area of 10 meters square. A room has an area of 50 meters square. Given that the measurements involving area covered to be the nearest square meters, so again in this question we'll add and subtract 0.5 plus minus 1 over 2. Okay, so they're asking us to find the maximum amount of paint is required. So obviously upper and lower bound is required in the question. So The area is 50 meters square. So what do? The paint is for 1 liter of paint cover an area of this much, and they have the room is this much. So obviously you do 50 divided by 10 to get how much is the paint required, if we take some simple question. But for that thing, what do? For the paint for 1 liter, uh, for 1 liter the area is equals to the upper bound area is equals to 10 upon 10 plus 0.5, which is equals to 10.5 meters square, and the lower bound area is equals to 10 minus 0.5, which is equals to 9.5 meters square. And for the room, the upper bound area is equals to 50 plus 0.5, which is equals to 50.5 meters square, and the lower bound area is equals to, that is 50 minus 0.5, which is equals to 49.5 meters square. Okay, so what do? You'll have to divide. So the upper bound, then what do? You will get the upper bound area of room, upper bound area of the room divided by the lower bound area for 1 liter. Okay, so that is equals to 50.5 divided by 9.5, and you will get 5.32 liters. Correct it to 3 significant figures. And the lower bound, what do? You will get the lower bound of the room divided by the upper bound. I've explained you why do you take such type of lower and upper bound in division questions. Okay, so is equals to, all right, 49.5 divided by 10.5. You will not get such numbers in your non-calculator papers, just for your practice and just for explanation, that in which cases we do addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Now we are moving to the past paper questions. Okay, so here what did I do? I explained you how to get the upper and lower bound each and every case, and how to do the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Alright, so this is topic 4, non-calculator series, limits of accuracy. Question number 1. We are starting the past paper question. It's June 2, 2010, paper 1 question 9. Question number 1. Pencils are packed in a box. Each pencil has a diameter of 7 millimeters. Correct to the nearest millimeters. So this thing you will have to keep in mind, that it is corrected to the nearest millimeter. Nearest millimeter means you will have to add 0.5, 1 upon 2 to find out the lower and upper bound. Write down the lower bound. They're asking you to find the lower bound of the diameter of the pencil, and they both are in millimeters. There is no need to change anything. So for the lower bound is equals to 7 minus 0.5, which is equals to 6.5. So 6.5 millimeters. Okay, part B, find the smallest width of a box that can always. So you can see the always there hold 8 pencils side by side. So it must have 8 pencils there. So give your answer in centimeter. They just use the word always. To always hold the pencil, we must assume that the maximum possible size for each pencil. So it means that we'll use the upper bound of the diameter. So upper bound, you know that upper bound of the diameter, is equals to 7 plus 0.5 is equals to 7.5 millimeters. And they have asked us for 8 pencils. So for 8 pencils is equals to 8 times 7.5, and 8 times 7.5 times 8, that is equals to 8 5s are 40, 7 8s are 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. That one decimal place it's 60.0, but it's in millimeters. Is equals to 60 millimeters, and they have asked us to keep our answer in centimeters. So 60 divided by 10 is equals to 60 divided by 10 is equals to 6 centimeters only. All right. Now the next question number 2, a box has the volume 2.5 cubic meters. Express this volume in cubic centimeters. So this is unit conversion question. We know that 1 meter is equals to 1 upon 100 centimeters. All right. So we are going to 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters, and centimeters to meters, that will be 1 upon 100 meters. Okay, so then 1 cubic meters, if it is a square, then then it is 4 zeros there. Square centimeters, they're asking for cubic meters, that will be equals to then 6 zeros, 1 million. Okay, centimeter cube. It means 2.5 will multiply by cubic meters is equals to 2.5 times 1 million. Okay, is equals to 25, and then you put 5 zeros there. All right, so this is the answer. In cubic meters. All right, part B. John has a length of string. The string is 4 meters long. Correct to the nearest 10. 10 centimeter means you will add and subtract 10 upon 2. 10 upon 2 is equals to plus minus, you will add and subtract 5 to get the lower and upper bound. Okay, you will add 5 to get the upper bound and subtract 5 to get the lower bound. Remember, so the string is of 4 meters, but here it is given 10 centimeters. So 4 meters is equals to 400 centimeters. Remember, write down the lower bound of the length of the string. Give your answer in centimeters. So I have changed this 4 meters into centimeters. So they're asking us to find out the lower bound. So for the lower bound, what do you do? For the lower bound, you will have to subtract. So the lower bound is equals to 400 minus 5 to get the answer 395 centimeters. Okay, now John cuts off 10 pieces of string. Each piece is of 5 centimeter long. Correct to the nearest centimeters. Nearest means plus minus 1 upon 2 means you will add for upper bound 0.5 and you will subtract the 0.5 to get the lower bound. Okay, find the minimum possible length of the string remaining. Remaining means you will have to find out after cutting how much is left. How much is left means this is subtraction question. Okay, so the maximum length we are going to find out first for 10 pieces. All right, then we will easily find out the answer for the remaining one. So remember the minimum length of remaining string should be, that is the lower bound of the string, because the minimum is required, minus the upper bound of the 10 pieces. Okay, so for that thing we first find out the lower bound of the string and the upper bound of the 10 pieces. Okay, so upper bound length of 10 pieces will be equals to 10 times, so the 5 lower bound of pieces will be equals to 5 plus upper bound 5 plus 0.5, that will be equals to 5.5. Okay, so the 10 times 5.5 will be equals to 55 centimeter will be the total length of the 10 pieces. All right, and we have to subtract from the lower bound of the string, and lower bound of the string we have already found in part 1 because the string was of 400 centimeters. So the remaining string will be equals to the lower bound minimum length remaining is equals to 395 minus 55, that will be equals to 340. So that is 340 centimeter. Remember, what did I do? I put here lower bound of the string 395 and the upper bound of the 10 pieces is equals to 55 here, and then I found 340. Remember, in subtraction question I've already told you if you need to find the minimum, so what do? You will lower bound of the total minus upper bound, how much is there, the smaller number. So you do like that. Okay. All right, question number 3. The length of the side of an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle has all sides equal, is given for 41 millimeter, correct to the nearest millimeter. So it means that there is an equilateral triangle like 41, 41 and 41. Nearest millimeter means 0.5, 1 upon 2. Okay. You will add, subtract, plus, minus 1 upon 2 to get the lower and upper bound. Okay, write down the lower bound of the length of this side. Each side is of 41, so the lower bound will be equals to lower bound will be equals to 41 minus 0.5 will be equals to 40.5. Why did I subtract 0.5? Because it is corrected to the nearest millimeters. Okay, so 40.5 is the answer. Giving your answer in centimeters, calculate the lower bound for the perimeter of the triangle. Perimeter means adding all the sides, and there are 3 equal sides here. Okay, so you'll have to take for this question lower bound, and lower bound we have already found, so 40.5 times 3, or you can add 40.5 plus 40.5 and plus 45.5. so the perimeter means adding all of the sides is equals to 3 times 40.5, and 40.5 times 3 is equals to 3 5s are 15 and 1 is remaining, 3 4s are 12. Okay, 1 decimal place, then it is equals to 121.5, but it is in millimeters because the equilateral triangle sides are given in millimeters. In the last, they are asking us to change your answer into centimeters, and it's given here. So you will divide by 10 this number to get it into centimeters. So that will be equals to 12.15 centimeters. 12.15 centimeter. Remember, multiplying by 10, dividing by 10, you must know. Okay. Now question number 4. The triangle ABC is a triangle. There a triangle has 62 and corrected to the nearest degree. Nearest degree means plus minus 1 upon 2. B angle 53.4 corrected to the nearest tenth of the degree. Nearest tenth means 0.1 upon 2. You will add, subtract for the lower and upper bound, plus minus 0.1 upon 2, and plus minus 1 upon 2 means 0.5, and plus minus 0.1 upon 2 means 0.05. If you add, you will get the upper bound in angle B, and if you subtract, you will get the lower bound in angle B. Part A, write down the lower bound of angle B. So the lower bound of angle B is equals to, angle B is already given 53.4, so you are going to subtract 53.4 with this number 0.05, so minus 0.05. Now 53.40 0.05, we'll have to maintain the decimal 0.05, and here put 0, and you'll have to do the subtraction, and it is 3 and it is 10, 5 and 3, 0 and 3 is all again 353.35. So you're getting the answer 53.35 in this question. All right, now All right, calculate the upper bound of angle C. angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equals to 180 degree. So for upper bound of angle C, 180 minus the lower bound of A and B angle. Okay, so that is angle C. Angle C. Okay, that is the upper bound of angle C. So lower bound of angle A is equals to 62 minus 0.5 is equals to 61.5. Why we are taking lower bound? Because in subtraction we'll have to take the maximum minus the smaller value, that will give you the bigger answer. And the lower bound of angle B, we know that in above part it is equals to 53.35. okay, now what do you do? Equals to angle C, we are going to find out 180 minus 61.5 and 53.35. Now add it together, 61.50 and 53.35, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 3 plus 1 is 4, 114.85. 180 minus 114.85. Now you are going to subtract 180 minus 114.85. okay, 180 minus 114.85, 0.00, and now this is 5 and then 10 and then it will become 9 and then it's 1 and then again it is 4, okay, and then it will become 9 again, it is point and then 5, 11 and that is, okay, that is 65.15. all right, the next question number 5. An athlete ran a race in 9.58 seconds, correct to the nearest hundredth of a second. Hundredth means 0.01 divided by 2 is equals to 0.05 when you add in 0.005, sorry, 0.005 when you add and subtract. Adding upper bound, if you just subtract, then it will be the lower bound. What is the shortest possible time that the athlete could have run the race? Shortest possible time is required, it means that the lower bound is required. So you do the lower bound time is equals to the 9.58 minus 0.005. okay, 9.58 and then 0.0050. just do the subtraction and then it's 5 and you borrowed one number, it will become 7 and then 5 and then 9, 9.575, 9.575. all right, the next question number 6. Add 55 minutes to 2.4 hours, giving your answer in hours and in minutes. So 2.4 hours means 2 hours and 0.4 hours. okay, and you are going to add 55 minutes in it, 55 minutes also. okay, so 2 hours and 0.4 times 60, then 6 4s are 24. okay, so that is equals to 24 minutes and 55 minutes again. okay, hours into minutes we multiply by 60. so 2 hours and 24 and 55, whenever you add it, that will become 79. okay, all right, so 2 hours and 79 minutes. 79 minutes means 1 hour. If you just subtract 79 and 60, then you get 19. okay, so 2 hours and plus 1 hour and 19 minutes. It means 3 hours and 19 minutes is the answer for this question. okay, part B, the mass of a bag of sugar is given as 1.5 kg, correct to the nearest tenth. Tenth means that tenth means that is equals to 0.1. So it means you do plus minus 0.1 upon 2, that is 0.05. When you add or subtract, you will get the lower and upper bound. Okay, write down the upper bound of this mass giving your answer in grams. First of all, you find out in kg. So upper bound of the mass is equals to, you got 1.5 kg, and upper bound means add 0.05. Obviously it is equals to 1.55 kg. Kg into grams, you multiply by 1.55 multiply by 1000 to get it into grams. So 1550 grams is the answer for this question. Alright, the next question, number 7. The length of the side of the square is given 57 millimeters. Correct to the nearest millimeters. Nearest millimeters means plus minus 1 over 2 means 0.5 when you add and subtract to get the upper and lower bound. I am explaining in every question what do you add or subtract, so you can easily understand in every question. Write down the upper bound for the length of a side. So upper bound for the length. So upper bound for the length of the side is equals to 57 millimeters plus 0.5 is equals to 57.5 millimeters. Give your answer in centimeters. Okay, the upper bound of the perimeter of the square, so means you are going to add all of the four sides. So upper bound we have already found. So perimeter is equals to, all sides are equal, so the upper bound is equals to 4 times 57.5, and you will get the answer in millimeters. Then afterwards you will change it into centimeters, which is required in the question. So 57.5 times 4 5s are 20, 4 7s are 28, 29, 30, and 4 5s are again, okay, sorry, 4 5s are 20, 4 7s are 20, 29, 30, 4 5s are 20, 23, and then one decimal place, it is 230, but it is in millimeters, and 230 millimeters you change it into centimeter by dividing by 10 will be equals to 23 centimeters. All right, now the next question. All right, an empty lorry has a mass of 4.3 tons. Okay, correct to the nearest tenth of a ton. Tenth means 0.1 divided by 2 means 0.05. You will add, subtract to get the lower and upper bound. What is the lower bound of the mass of the empty lorry? So the lower bound of the mass of empty lorry is equals to this 4.3. You will subtract 0.05 and then you get 4.25. Okay, the total mass of the lorry, it means the empty and the load in it, and its load is 6.8 tons. Correct to the nearest tenth. Tenth means 0.1 divided by 2, which is equals to 0.05 of a ton. Upper bound of the mass of the load. Alright, so total mass of the lorry and its load together is 6.8. It means that it's the subtraction question. Okay, because they are asking you for the load. We'll find out the mass of the lorry and the load together minus the mass of the empty lorry. Okay, it means you will subtract 6.8 and 4.3, but you will have to see which one you will have to take, upper or the lower bound. The subtraction question, upper bound of the load is required in this question. Load is required in this question. The total is 6.8. So upper bound you will take 6. So upper bound is equals to 6.8 plus 0.05, which is equals to 6.85. So 6.85 minus the lower bound of the mass, which is equals to of the empty lorry, which is equals to 4.25. Remember, recall in subtraction question, you take the upper bound minus the lower bound. That's why you took the upper bound of 6.8 and the lower bound of 4.3, which is the empty lorry, and it includes the lorry and the load together. So that's why you are going to subtract. So that is equals to 6.85 minus 4.25. So that is 0 and 6 and 2, 2.6. So 2.6 tons, 2.6 tons is the answer for this question. Alright, question number 9. The length of the rectangular rug is given 0.9. Correct to the nearest 10 centimeters. Alright, so the width of the rug is given 0.6 meters. Correct to the nearest 10 centimeters. Alright, so what do? We have to write down the upper bound in the meters of the length of the rug. The length of the rug is this, and we need to find out the upper bound in meters. Alright, so what do? You know that it is 0.9, and we'll have to change it into centimeters first. 0.9 into 100 is equals to 90 centimeters. Okay, so 90 centimeters correct to the nearest 10. Nearest 10 means you are going to add and subtract 10 upon 2, which is equals to 5 centimeters. So 90 plus 5 is equals to upper bound in centimeters is equals to 90 plus 5 is equals to 95 centimeters, but in meters 95 divided by 100 is equals to 0.95 centimeters. Meters. Okay, find the part B. Find the lower bound in meters of the perimeter of the rug. Perimeter means addition means if lower bound is required, so you will take the lower bound of all the sides. Okay, and they're asking you to find it into meter afterwards. So first of all, 2 times L plus B. So the lower bound of the rug, okay, so the lower bound of the rug is 0.9. so 0.9 lower bound, 0.9 minus 5. Okay, no, 0.9 you had. In centimeters it was 90 centimeters. So 90 centimeters minus 5 centimeters is 85 centimeters. Okay, and the other one you have 0.6 meters means 60 centimeters. Alright, 60 centimeters minus 5 is 55. Okay, I'm writing down here everything. Okay, lower bound of the length. Take the lower bound of length is equals to 90 minus 5, 85 centimeters. Now lower bound of width, which was 60 centimeters minus 5 is equals to 55 centimeters. 55. Okay, perimeter and the lower bound perimeter is equals to lower bound perimeter is equals to 2 times 85 plus 55. 85 and 55 is 140. Okay, that is equals to 280, but in centimeters, and we need to change it into meters, so divide it by 100. So that is 280 divided by 100 is equals to 2.8 meters. So 2.8 meters is the answer for this. Alright, the next question 10. The mass of a box is 2 kg. Correct to the nearest kilogram. So plus minus 1 upon 2 means 0.5. Okay, write down the lower bound of the mass of the box means 2 minus lower bound of the mass of the box means 2 minus 0.5 means 1.5 kg. The mass of a can is 350 grams. Correct to the nearest 10. 10 means 10 upon 2 is 5 grams. You will add subtract. Okay, giving your answer in kg, calculate the lower bound of the total mass of the box and 20 identical cans. Lower bound, total mass of the box, and lower bound it is. Okay, so what do? We'll have to find out the lower bound of the 20 cans. Okay, lower bound of cans is equals to 20 times. Okay, so the lower bound of 350 grams. So the lower bound of can is equals to 350 minus 5. You do. Okay, so that is equals to 345. So that is equals to 345 times 20 is 6,900 grams, and which is equals to, if they're asking us to keep our answer in kg, so 6,900 divided by 1000 is equals to 6.9 kg, is the lower bound of the 20 identical cans. And we have to find out the total of the 20 cans and the lower bound of the box also. So the lower bound of the box we have already found, which is 1.5. Okay, so the total of lower bound of 20 cans plus lower bound of the box, so that is 6.9 kg plus 1.5 kg is 8.4 kg is the answer for this question. I hope you understood. The next question, 11. Alright, in this question we have Sam and Tom ran 60 meters. Sam took 9.4 seconds correct to the nearest 9.4 seconds correct to the nearest tenth. Tenth means 0. Plus minus 0.1 upon 2 means 0.05. Tom took 8 seconds correct to the nearest second means 1 upon 2 plus minus is equals to only 5. Okay, lower bound of the time taken by Sam. The time taken by Sam is this much. Okay, so what do? The upper bound of the time taken by Sam is 9.4 plus 0.05. Okay, so that is equals to 9.45. The next one, part B, calculate the greatest possible difference between the time taken by the Sam and the time taken by Tom. So difference question. So we need to find out the upper bound of the time, okay, by Sam and Tom. Okay, so what do? We take the upper bound of Sam time minus the lower bound of Tom time. We can see their time, one is 9 and other one 9.4, one other one Tom timings are smaller, so we are keeping like this. So maximum time difference is equals to that is 9.45 is the upper bound we have already found. For Tom lower bound 8 minus 0.5, which is equals to 7.5. So the lower bound of Tom is 8 minus 0.5 is 7.5. Minus 7.5 you do, then you will get 9.45 minus 7.50. So that is 5, 4 and 5 and 14. So okay, so that is 9 point, and then you took borrow it, so that is 9. 8 and 7 is 1.95 second, 1.95 seconds. Okay, question number 12. In question number 12, the length of the side of the square is given as d meters correct to the nearest 10. 10 means 10 upon 2 means plus minus 5. Okay, so find the expression in terms of d for the upper bound of the perimeter of the square. Upper bound, perimeter of the square. Square is here d, d, d and d. So 4 times d, but d plus 5. Upper bound is for d is the each side, d plus 5 centimeters. Okay, so the perimeter and upper bound is equals to 4 times d plus 5, that is equals to 4d plus 4 5s are 20. Okay, the lower bound of the area of the square area lower bound. Okay, so the lower bound of each side is equals to d minus 5. So area is equals to d minus 5 square, because L square is the area of a square. So that is d minus 5 whole square. Now the question number 13. In question number 13, the diagram AOB is 46. Nearest degree means plus minus 1 upon 2. This is also plus minus 1 upon 2 means 0.5. Write down the lower bound of AOB. AOB is here 46. AOB is this much, 46. So lower bound will be equals to 46 minus 0.5 is 45.5. So that is for lower bound is equals to 46 minus 0.5, which is 45.5. And then it is a lower bound of BOC, this angle. So obviously we'll take 360 minus the upper bound of both of them, because this is the lower bound required. In difference question, the lower bound is equals to the upper bound minus the lower bound. Okay, so lower bound you will in difference question you will take the lower bound will be equals to the lower bound and we subtract the bigger number, so that is the upper bound. So upper bound of both of the numbers, so upper bound of 46 degree is 46.5 and the upper bound of 162 degree is equals to 162.5. so that is BOC lower bound is equals to 360 minus 46.5 and 162.5. Just add it together, that is equals to 209 only point here. So that is 360 minus 209. Now you do 360 minus 209. So that is minus 10 and then it's 151 degrees is the answer for this question. Alright, the next question question 14. The rectangular garden has 35 meters and width is 25 meters. The distances are measured correct to the nearest meters, means plus minus 0.5. Upper bound, the length of the garden. Upper bound is the length of the garden. Length of the garden is 35, so 35 plus 0.5 is 35.5 meters. 35.5 meters. Lower bound of the perimeter of the rectangle. So the lower bound of the perimeter means addition question. So the length is 35 minus 0.5 is 34.5 and the width is you know that it is 25. So 25 minus 0.5 is 24.5. So the lower bound perimeter is equals to 2 times L plus B. Okay, so when you add 34.5 and 24.5, 0 and then 448 plus 19, 59. So 2 times 59 is equals to 118 meters. Alright, the next question, 15th question, the time taken to run a race given by 53.4 second correct to the nearest 0.1 second means 0. Plus minus 0.1 upon 2. 0.1 means 10th, TENTH. Okay, 0.05 you will add and subtract. Lower bound of the time taken. Lower bound of the time is 54.3 minus 0.05. Okay, that is equals to 54. This is 54 and 3. Just wait. 2 minus 0.05. And you are going to subtract, that is equals to 5 here, and then we borrowed, that's why it is 2, and then it is 4 and 5, 54.25. The distance part B, the distance run in the given is d meters correct to the nearest meter. Nearest means plus minus 1 upon 2 means 0.5. And write down the expression in terms of d for the maximum possible average speed. You know the maximum means upper bound of the speed. It's the distance upon time. So division question maximum. So what do you do? Upper bound of distance upon the lower bound of time. Speed is distance upon time. Okay, so upper bound is d. D is the distance, d plus 0.5, and lower bound of time, you have lower bound of time, or also you have found, which is 54.25. so d plus 0.5 divided by 54.25, you cannot do more. All right, so next is an empty box. Almost all the questions are same, so after one or two questions I just leave. An empty box has a mass of 0.8 kg, correct to nearest 0.1 kg. Write down the lower bound. 0.1 means 0.1 upon 2 means 0.05. Okay, lower bound of the mass of an empty box. So lower bound is 0.8 minus 0.05, 0.75. 0.75 is the answer. The box is filled with books. The total mass of the box and the books together. We have done this type of question in the previous one also. Correct to the nearest kg plus minus 0.5 we'll do. Work out the lower bound of the mass of the books. Okay, so the lower bound minus question it is. So we have 6 kg is with the box. So we will be taking the lower bound of the box and the books. All right, so lower bound of box plus books minus the upper bound of the empty box, then we get a lower answer. Okay, this is the lower bound minus the upper bound. Okay, so for the box of the books we have 6 minus 0.5. Okay, so that is equals to 6 minus 0.5 minus which is and you will subtract 0.8 plus 0.05. 0.8 plus 0.05. Just do it. The question here, we know that 6 minus 0.5 is 5.5, and when you just check 0.8 and if you have to add with only 0.05, yes, and then you'll have 0.85 minus, so is equals to 4.65. Alright, so we did lots of questions with the basic explanation of limits of accuracy. Whenever I look at just few questions left, they all are almost the same type of questions, so you can do it. And that's all for the limits of accuracy. Remember, these questions often appear in the non-calculator paper, so keep practicing and do the practice of the other topics as well. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to stay updated with the full non-calculator series. I've already explained everything in detail and its effective ending of the YouTube video. Okay, see you in the next time or in the next video. See you later. Okay, take care.